been a minute, hasn't it? Yeah, the reason for that is because I've been waiting on all the primer products and the spraying products, as the next step for this car is to prime it and then apply the base coat and then the clear coat, but I haven't had any of the parts or equipment to do the spraying. So the past month I've just been doing tiny little jobs, nothing really worth interesting. But today is going to be finally priming all the panels and maybe the shell. We'll see how we get on. Here kind of early, and I plan to be here quite late just to get as much done as I can. We're pushing the car out because in here is where I'm going to spray everything, and I've bought myself a little like car tent, so I'm going to pop it up inside here because it will fit in here and it'll be kind of my makeshift spray booth. I've got a big fan over there as an extractor to get all the fumes out, and it just means that I've got more control over, you know, dust, so because it's quite dusty in here, so I don't really feel like that hitting all over the panels. So let me build that and then we'll be back. All done. Let me show you around my place. Welcome. Believe it or not, this is the same unit that I've been doing all of the things in, but this has changed it quite a bit now. We've got the tent up, we've got lights in each corner so I can see, you know, where I'm spraying. I cut a hole in the tent for the fan so that it extracts all the dust and fumes and everything, so we'll see how effective that is. It might be awful. But yeah, this is pretty good. Also, don't buy cheap tents because the roof on this one is the wrong size. So this one's quite a long one, it's more of a rectangle, but they gave me a square tent size one. So what I've had to do is cover up the rest of it with just normal plastic sheeting. So it works, but still a bit annoying. I think the next step is going to be to start preparing some panels. So we'll give them an air gun, you know, spray, just get all the dust out, give them a degrease, and then just a tack cloth. That should be good. And then we can start mixing the paint, get spraying, I reckon. So.
That's right, we're too smart for them. Yeah, we are, aren't we?
Right, it's very dark in here because this massive tent behind me is blocking all view. But the panels are now prepped. I just need to give them a quick tack cloth, just as one final thing before we start priming. But now we need to start mixing the primer.
Right then, we should now begin to spray. I've never done this before, so I'm going to leave the camera there and just crack on because I want to really nail this. Wish me the best and let's see how this goes, I guess, hey? Right, well, that actually doesn't look too bad, you know? I'm quite happy with that, yeah. Now we need to wait about 15 minutes or so before the panel dries, and then I'll give it one more coat, and that should be good, and then we can move on to the next panels, I reckon.
Right then, now everything is kind of settled, the fan's still on, and there's not that many toxic fumes, as the tripod and camera kind of covered in it. You'll probably see it on the footage when I spray this bit, especially, it kind of goes straight towards the camera. But that's alright. Yeah, actually, very surprised. This looks pretty damn good, actually. I'm quite surprised with myself. I didn't think it would look this good, but so now I think it will literally just be spraying everything else. So once these are dry, chuck them in there, and then I'll do the doors next, I reckon. Yeah, hopefully today, if I get the time, I will do the actual shell. I'll do the engine bay, interior, and maybe outside, but I don't think I'm going to get all of that done. But for now, let's wait for these to dry and then get the doors in here and do them. Well, by this point, you probably get the gist. Just finished the first coat on the doors, so going to give it 15 and then do the second coat on them. But yeah, I mean, you get the idea, spraying it. It's fun filming, but if I'm honest, I really want to focus on actually getting this done properly. So that will be all I do for filming the painting. Up to a couple nice clips. But I think we'll be back, depending on how far I get today. I might film the shell, the engine bay especially, because that'll be something. So if I do the engine bay, we'll be back. If not, then it'll probably be next weekend or something. So yeah. Back. It has been a few weeks since where I last left off. I said I'd film priming the engine bay. I said I'd come back for that. Got a bit carried away. The entire engine bay, shell and interior is all primed now. Because I've been so busy that the weekend I was doing it, I just had to get it done. So I didn't bother filming anything, unfortunately, but everything has been primed, so you know, the shell, all the panels, all the little bits, they've all been done. And this week I have the entire week off, so this is going to be the week that I get the base coat and the clear coat on everything. So all the paint is arriving tomorrow. So today's plan is going to be sand down as much as possible. And once we've got the paint, we can start actually spraying it and then see just how awful it turns out. But for now, we'll get started on sanding down the doors, I reckon. Now all the body panels sanded down, ready for paint. Next is to start sanding down the shell. So we'll start with the engine bay and then just work backwards, I reckon. Then do the interior and then the exterior. This will take the longest. The other ones actually didn't take long at all, really. So yeah, we'll get this sanded, ready for tomorrow's painting. loads and enough sanding. I've done loads of it recently. Yesterday I did manage to sand down everything, surprisingly. You know, the engine bay is where we left off, but I've done the outside as well. Didn't take too long really. So today the paint has arrived and it is now time to start putting the base and the clear on some of the panels. The first ones I'm going to be doing today are the smaller ones, and then probably the fenders, and then the doors, so I'll be masking them off while everything else dries. I've got a little plan, because I need to spray both sides of the door with a primer. The problem is that it didn't dry quick enough for me to like flip it over on the little trestles. So I bought a clothes rail, 6 foot wide, and it can support my weight, so it can support one of these doors. And then I've got some catenary wire I'll hang it from, and I'll just spray both sides with it like that. It should work, we'll see. But I'll be putting them up in a minute once I've cleared this area, and then put a new lining of plastic sheeting on the floor, and then just getting this ready to spray. So that is the plan. So yeah, chuck everything out here now, set one of these up, get all the panels that I'm doing in here, and then get mixing the paint and getting started. Alright, they are the first couple of panels now done, and I didn't film the clear coat because that was quite stressful because I was trying to figure out how to do that. We've got to put a lot heavier coats on, which feels weird, but yeah, they're done now. They look alright, you know. There's a couple bits here and there in them, but other than that, I mean, I'm pretty happy considering it's the first time I've actually sprayed a panel and clear coated it. But all we need to do now is wait for these to dry, and then I'm going to pick them up from somewhere safe, and then put the fenders on here. We'll do them today as well. While they're dry, once they're done, mask the doors off, ready for tomorrow, because I'll be back here to do the doors, and then the other two panels tomorrow, I reckon. So, yeah, not bad. Okay, right, we are all done for the day. The last clip you saw was probably putting the fenders, but the paint on them didn't go very well. The paint went on alright, but the clear coat there had been like water that got through the gun, so there's like splotches all over, unfortunately. I don't really know why. I've got a little water trap. I guess it was just too much water going through. It's quite humid. I've drained the air compressor and quite a lot of water came out. So the process now is to just going to be drain the air compressor every single time I use it and clean the little water trap every time I use it. It's not too much of a deal, but yeah, as you can see, I set up the clothes rail and it actually works really well. Hanging the doors, I've just resprayed them and added the clear coat. I didn't want to film it because this clear coat is difficult, it's not easy, so I just wanted to focus on getting at least some panels done nicely today. But these have turned out pretty nice. There's still a bit like orange peel on it, but from the panels that we sprayed this morning, that orange peel just kind of leveled out now. It's dried really nicely, so I'm hoping the same will happen with these, so I'll come back tomorrow morning and hopefully they should look spot on, but we'll see. Yeah, no, that is done for the day, so I think tomorrow we'll crack on with doing the bonnet and the boot, and then, I don't know, maybe some other small bits, maybe even start the shell, which is a bit scary, but yeah, we'll see. I'm back, after quite a while, a very long while, for sure. Yeah, so as you would have seen previously, I think the last thing we did was the doors in base coat and clear coat. Basically from then on it's been just a nightmare. Long story short, essentially the clear coat I bought was the wrong stuff, so it didn't really set properly, so that ruined them panels which I had to spray the doors and the fenders, and then I bought the right clear coat and I've sprayed a couple other panels. That didn't turn out too well either. So essentially, other than the shell, I have sprayed everything twice. So that is why it's been taking, you know, so long. I've spent every spare moment I've had to repainting this. But yeah, so with the doors, when the clear coat was, you know, the wrong clear coat was on, I had to literally just paint thinner everything off, and that just took ages. It was so messy. Just to get it back down to primer, and then I can sand the primer down and respray them with the correct stuff. But overall, I think I'm pretty happy with the result now. There's definitely a few bits where I'm like, nah, it's not the best, but it's certainly better than what it was. So say like the bonnet here is, you know, there's a couple bits in it. The clear coat actually turned out really nice, but I just was being lazy and didn't clean the clear coat gun out enough. That's on me, but at this point I'm not really too bothered. Yeah, you know, the shell, which is the bit that counts, I think looks really, really good. So yeah, sorry for not filming too much on, you know, the actual painting. I just wanted to focus on it, get it done right, and not take months and months to do it. Like I say, I was sick of that spray booth because it had taken up so much space and been in here for so long. But now it's taken down, I can actually start putting the car back together, which I have started doing. I'm not gonna lie, because I've been a bit excited, but nothing too interesting to watch. So just everything underneath the car, like the fuel tanks I'm about to put in, and then the brake and fuel lines underneath, and then like the gear stick and handbrake, all boring stuff. But when we start putting it all back together properly, like the engine here, you know, that'll be when I start filming more. Yeah, for now I'm really happy with how it's turned out, so I think that will be the end of this video. I just wanted to focus on spraying it, and then the next episode, I think, which I'll probably start in a minute, is actually going to be putting together everything. Finally. So, yeah, should be good.